Let's take this show on the road. Shit, different day. I'll be bored out my mind.
Welcome to the video. Hope you guys are having a good day. I got some notes for you guys today, so let's get into it.
Get away, hop a train, hop a flight, and ride. Tonight I got.
Here are my 5 steps on how I've taken control of my loneliness. Step 1. Every day I have to wake up and check in with myself. I have to imagine that my loneliness meter is completely full. Every morning when I wake up, boom, it's restored, right? It's the same thing, like after you wake up and you sleep, your energy is restored, my energy is restored, and my loneliness is restored. Every single time that I talk to someone or have an interaction, my loneliness meter will chip away. I live alone, so I literally wake up lonely, I wake up alone, but sometimes my loneliness bothers me more than other times. Sometimes I can still be having a great time with myself and be lonely at the same time. And sometimes I cannot stand being lonely. I have to wake up and I just have to tell myself, am I really gonna have to deal with my loneliness today? Like, is this a problem? This is really important to do in the beginning of the day because you're gonna have a lot more time to fix this problem. Sometimes I'll be lonely all day and not really realize I was lonely until the end of the night, and all of a sudden, oh my God, it hits so much harder if you don't realize it earlier. Nighttime loneliness is the worst. So me, I wanna be working on my loneliness from right in the morning. I'm trying to cut that down because I'm a homebody. Like, I love to just be chilling with my cats at night. So I want to be setting myself up for success at the nighttime. I don't like that nighttime loneliness. To me, that's the worst. It really can get to me. Now we're on step 2 for what I do. So if I wake up and I'm thinking my loneliness is pretty unbearable today, I know that I need to set an intention to work on my loneliness that day. And I think it's really important to remember when you set an intention for the day that an intention is supposed to be the most important thing, right? So if I'm waking up and I'm not feeling so good, if I'm really feeling lonely, I'm pretty sure that the number 1 intention that I'm gonna have to focus on that day is my connecting with people. My favorite intention to set when I'm feeling lonely is that I'm gonna try to connect to as many people as possible. And I just have to leave my house to do that. So if you're noticing that you're feeling lonely and you really wanna work on this, I would say you have to pretty intensely focus on connecting with people. This is step 3. Now you have to go and you have to seek out the connection. Because I'm thinking constantly throughout the day, I'm trying to connect with people, I'm putting this as my primary goal of the day, my primary intention. I'm gonna be talking to people like in the park, I'm gonna be talking on the bus, on the train, in a store, right? Like trying to do it everywhere I go. Talk to people in the lobby, in the elevator especially. Like nothing is better than when you speak to someone in the elevator, I really think. Even if it's just really bad small talk, because it just makes you feel like you're really a part of society, I think. The other week, I really wasn't feeling so good. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to talk to as many people as possible today. And by the time I got home, I literally had 22 conversations. And I was like, how is that even possible? Like, that is an insane number of connections. I'm not normally counting the number of people I interact with, so I don't think I typically have 22 conversations. Maybe I do. But the point is, I got home and I was feeling so happy and so fulfilled, and I had started off the day really low, feeling really lonely, and I just made it my mission to talk to as many people as possible. And some examples that I did, like I went into Blake Art Supplies. I didn't even buy anything. I talked to the security guard. I was asking him about the place. I was telling him stuff about my life. You would not be thinking you can talk to a security guard. Why not? If they're not gonna want to talk to you, they're just gonna say no thanks. But pretty much everyone always wants to talk. That's my finding in life. Oh, hi. Anytime that you just see someone sitting there, not doing anything, I would say it's free game. Like, I would say it's no problem to go up and talk to them. Also, people with dogs, oh, it's so easy. Like, you just go compliment their dog, boom, conversation, right? Maybe it's quick, but like, you get to see a dog, you get to pet a dog, you get to talk to the person, and everyone loves talking about their dogs. Anyone on the street, I talk to Amazon delivery drivers a lot. Those are pretty fun. The other day, I went into a locksmith. I don't need a new set of keys, but I was kind of wanting to get some fairy tale keys. I really want like a treasure chest key. So I went in and I was just like talking to him and I was like, how do I get a fancy key? And he was like,
oh, you gotta go to this locksmith over here. He's gonna have that. You're gonna have to change your lock. He like wrote down all these types of things on a piece of paper and like.
He doesn't know that I'm never gonna get that lock, but maybe I will one day when I'm rich and like have $1 billion. I don't know. He probably doesn't often have a lot of people just coming in to chit chat. And you know what? I left there and didn't buy anything. And it was such a good time because most store clerks, they don't really care if you're gonna buy something or not. Their job is to sell stuff, but no one's gonna be mad. I mean, maybe if you're going into like a fancy store. If you're scared of it, you just have to think like, how amazing would it feel if someone came up to you and started to talk to you and asked you about your day and complimented you or, you know, told you a little funny joke. Like most of the time it feels really good because as humans, like we all just want love and we all just want compassion and we all just want to be a part of a community. So yeah, I would say you're making the world such a better place if you go and talk to random people. When you're seeking out connection also, I would say it's important to take off your headphones. This is a problem that I have because it's fun to listen to music, I love it. But the thing is, it's seen as a little bit rude to talk to someone with their headphones on, so you're just gonna have to take them off. And then once you have your headphones off, you're sharing the same experience with someone, you know, like you guys can hear the same thing. Maybe you'll hear someone else make a joke and you can comment to the person next to you on the train about that thing. Like, it's just a much better way to connect to people. So if you're setting the intention for the day to connect with as many people as possible, I would really recommend not wearing headphones as much as you can. Step number 4 on how to take control of your loneliness is you have to share how you feel with other people. And you have to share how you genuinely feel. The other day, I went to the deli and the guy checking me out, he was like, "Oh, how are you today?" And I was like, I'm not so good today. And he was like, "Oh, what's up?" Right? Most people are pretty good-hearted. I really like to believe that. So I'm opening the door for a little bit of a conversation, and I felt so much better after we talked. I was just like, "Oh, you know, I'm just not feeling so good." I was getting like ice cream and I don't know, a sandwich or something weird. But he was really nice. And if I had just gone on autopilot and been like, "Oh, I'm good," we wouldn't have had any connection. And it felt so much more impactful because of the fact that I was real with him. Another thing, if you're not feeling really high energy or if you're feeling that sort of like deep set loneliness, is you can just ask someone else a question. Like, you don't always have to be the one to be making the comment because people love to talk about themselves. I just think it's really important to be sharing how you're feeling with other people. So the final step that you need to do is you need to use loneliness as a connecting point. It's kind of a similar idea to being honest, but if you tell people that you're lonely, you're going to attract people who are in a similar situation. For example, if I share to someone that I just met, "Oh yeah, I'm kind of lonely, like I don't really have any friends, blah, blah, blah," maybe they're in the same boat and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, let's hang out." If you don't share that, they might think that you have a lot of friends. So maybe they just wouldn't ever ask to hang out with you. Like maybe they're nervous. I just think that you're gonna attract people who are more similar to you the more honest you are. And you're gonna also inspire others to be way more honest about their loneliness, because it's really scary to just be like, "Oh yeah, like I'm feeling pretty lonely," because it feels embarrassing. It's not embarrassing though. When you tell someone that you're lonely, you're also letting them know that you're available. I've just found that the more that I share that, the more people are asking me to hang out. Even with random people, like my jazz ensemble teacher, he asked me to hang out. And it's like, that's so weird, but it's so awesome. I really don't have many friends. I see people like maybe once a week, maybe once every week and a half or 2 weeks, but I don't really mind that. I actually really enjoy being lonely a lot of the time because it forces me to look for connection in places where I typically would have felt alone. So you're gonna have to be honest with people that you're lonely and that you wanna hang out. That's it. It's like pretty simple. Yeah, I hope that this inspires you to be really honest with yourself and to remember that you are in control of your loneliness if you want to be. You do have the choice to wake up and set the intention to connect with people. I would really urge you to call someone, FaceTime someone, just go talk to random strangers. It's really never as scary as you think, and I don't think I've ever regretted talking to a stranger. It's always the best time ever. Then you have a story to tell, you had a good time, you made yourself feel better, and you definitely helped them, because everyone just wants to feel connected and everyone just wants to be together. I found that the less often that I'm hanging out with people, the more often I have the energy to talk to everyone wherever I go. And that's really what makes me happy, because it makes me feel like I'm making the most of a difference and I'm improving people's day by spreading positivity and kindness. It just makes me feel really happy. It really makes me feel very intentional, and so I would just really recommend this week, at least one of the days, setting an intention to just try to talk to as many people as possible. You know, talk to someone in the elevator, talk to someone at the front desk. It's always a good time. And yeah, just take out your headphones, and you also have to leave your house. Like, go leave your house. I swear that makes a world of difference. If you're just outside and you're not on your phone, there are a lot of people who still want to talk. People love talking. It's like the most fun thing in the world. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got for today. So thanks for coming. Bye, guys. Oh my God, the guy left. That was so awkward. A guy came up and he was here the whole time.